Thank you, Chairman. Colleagues, if you vote to support this budget, you are voting for reductions in street cleaning and bin emptying, drawing back from tackling damp and mould in people's homes, applying charges to free car parks, the removal of the 2 to 3 hour parking tariff, meaning that our residents will have to pay more for their parking, reducing funding for the Youth Council and the removal of lollipop ladies, to name just some of the cuts that are in this budget. The Cabinet talks of difficult financial times whilst finding money to treble spending on consultants, finding money for a nice new sign for the Leaders car parking space. I thought we got rid of that years ago. And increasing borrowing by £300 million. Remember the Councillor Harris who was worried about borrowing, who felt the world would end if we reached a £1 billion capital programme. Today he's putting forward a £1.9 billion capital programme. Borrowing per resident is up £500 over 21 to 24. That's a 25% increase over the life of this council. During a Tory-induced cost of living crisis, the Cabinet have been happy to support a 4.99 council tax rise each year. This administration is perfectly content to treat Cornish residents' hard-earned money as a cash machine. Cornwall Council started with a net revenue budget of £561 million in 2009, and the Conservatives inherited a net revenue budget of £601 million in 2021, so a £40 million increase over 12 years. These were truly the times of austerity and difficult decisions. Over the last 4 years, the lowest annual increase has been £52 million. From 21 to 25, we've seen a rise of £239 million to a net revenue budget proposal today of £840 million. That's a staggering 40% rise. Matching this, government grant in 2021 was £81 million and is now £114 million. An unbelievable rise of over 40% this year, being the highest ever increase for Cornwall Council at £13 million. Yes, the Rural Services grant has been cut, but the funding, and make no mistake, the funding for councils, rural councils, has always been lower. That was the same when we had 14 years of Conservative government as it is now. And I don't think that includes, so I think my figure's out of date. I think it's more than that with the additional public health grant. Yet Councillors Harris and Taylor, who used to vote against council tax rises and increase in borrowing, are asking the hard-pressed council taxpayer for more. But then they do say that the only constant is change. That there is no use of the second homes council tax for local needs properties in this budget is a betrayal of both second homeowners and Cornish residents. Chairman, a condition of independent group involvement in the leadership of the next council will be a programme of zero-based budget reviews across all revenue budgets in the first year, as well as a fundamental review of the capital programme. It is apparent from the proposed budget that the Cabinet have been at best inept in their financial duties. The independent group are financially responsible with Cornish taxpayers' money, and we will continue to do so should we take over the running of Cornwall Council after May's elections. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor German.